Hello all. Today is Wednesday, the 11th. I recorded the room today. The very first trade that we took off, it was a winning trade, but for some reason I'm looking at it and it had something to do with the target zone. But anyway, I left a naked order, which then basically negated the trade in itself. So that's something I'm going to look at on my end. But then we continue on and we had a good discussion on trade management. So I thought rather than um, removing the sound, which I normally do, I would just leave it on there and go through that. We talked about the reversal bars and how I feel they're important um, as far as trying to be able to see higher time frame charts over the rather than having the actual chart on. And then the other section of it was on the pivot trailing stops that I use. So I thought it was good. It takes like 15 minutes. I kind of cut it up a little bit, but then I zip to the end and pretty much an uneventful day. But depends on where you would stop. Some guys had well over $800, and I just kind of like washed it. So anyway, you'll see it for yourself. I'll fast motion where I can and then kind of keep these quick and fast. All right, without further ado, let's do it. I use pivots. I like pivot. Like right here, if I had a stop up here, that would have come down right here.
Okay.
And that's why I like my reversal bars. These reversal bars um, are higher time frames. So like this one here is my main one, the white one. And that's based on a 13-2 chart, which is my primary chart that I use. And so when this goes up and breaches that white line and flips to the downside, then that means that chart is going up. Like right now, this chart right now is still going up. This is based on the 34.5 chart. And it's still going up because we haven't breached it. Now, once we breach that and that flips to here, then you can see all of our charts are going down. The small chart, the medium chart, and now the bigger chart is, I call it the train, like the caboose. So right now we have the engine trying to go down. We have the 21.3 trying to go down, but our resistance right here is a 34.5 chart, which is still in an uptrend. In essence, if it goes up from here, that's just going to show a wick. If you looked at the bigger chart, it's just going to show a wick until it breaches that. If it breaches that, then it's going to come over here, and there's your choo-choo train down. Of course, price leading. Now, see, now we're going back up. So now you can see, if we could break through this one and go up, this one here is going to come down here, and then you got the choo-choo train going up. Maybe it's too simplistic, but that's how I use these a lot. To me, they kind of give me an indication of what the other charts are doing without looking at. There you go. All the other charts are going long right now. All the other ones are. They're all going long. And these are their reversal bars up to the downside. And price is leading it. So, of course, we have to break this moving average. But if we do that, and then, of course, break this top here, that's a double top we got to break. If we can break that, then with the choo-choo train behind us, now we get some moving average. Now we get this smaller moving average getting above that, breaking that. We're going up. So, do you want to fight it or you're trend with the friend kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I didn't understand almost anything you said there, Steve, but I don't want to go into it now, but
I have it on the recording. So
okay, the recording for what?
Well, I record this, but I don't save the audio. Maybe I'll save the audio for this then. All right, so now we're going back down. So now if you notice, look, our moving average is down and lined up in order. I call that the orientation. The small is above the bigger one. You have all the price lines. You have the 13.2, the 21.3, the 34, all going down. This one's coming up a little bit, but it's a small chart. So it can very easily come down. Coming down to hit that short. Now we're lined up to go short. So you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like from here. And of course, we're dealing now with this. If we break this resistance here, and these moving averages are orientated to go down, and then we get our reversal bars, you know, on the correct side and getting into the train formation, we're going down. You can have 5 levels of reversal bars. I only have 3 on this chart.
Sometimes so what you're using is called reversal bars.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out on your website. And
if I went here, I can go here. I can even turn on another one if you want. I'll just put on a bigger one. Just so you see it here, reversal bars. Then I want to, okay, so the black is based on the 34.5. The white is the 13.2. I have this one off, not even use. Where is it? This one here, I just have transparent. The 13 range, I'm not even showing. That's the basic one. I just have that as transparent. I don't even care about that one. I look at the bars that I like. So that's E. So DC, what's C? C is the 21. So what's B? I could use, let's use B. So I'll make that, I'll just keep them as yellow. Okay. So let's turn them on. Let's make them, let's go the big one, 55. We'll go to the 55.8. That'll be the 55.8. We'll make those, I will make them solid though. Oh, you know what? I think I might have missed something on there, damn it. I don't think that is, I think I didn't put the number in there. See? Yeah, I didn't. That's too small. I need 55 in there. And if we could take out this yellow one here, let's hope we do. Let's hope we do.
Come on, come on.
See now here, you see how close we are to this reversal bar? I mean, I would be tempted to kind of want to put it there and just hide behind that reversal bar a little bit. We're only talking, 4 or 5 more ticks, so not that much or whatever it is. Yeah. So, because if you watch these enough, there we go. We just moved it. Look at that.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I could stay now. There's no point. Well, it's already doing it. My ATM's taking over now. Now that one, yeah, I'm not gonna give it up. Screw it. It hit my target right there, and so anyway, we broke. See now that reversal bar is up here. In order to go long, this price has to breach that, and there's a lot of stuff in the way to breach this. This bigger time frame, the 55.8, is going down, and this one's going down. They are all going down, and it's gonna take some power to get them back up. I just didn't. My ATM is set up to kind of just protect me a little bit. I wish I could go in now. I probably would have moved that a little bit had I. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm experimenting with moving my stop aggressively, and I've been taken out already.
Well, the reason why I would have said that is because I didn't have the pivot. I need the pivot. See, here's the pivot. It came up. It's as far as it can go, and now I would hide right there. Before, it automatically went down there based on the ATM, and I didn't have the pivot. So I would have probably kept it up there. As soon as I get this pivot, then I would be right here. Now my stop would be there, but I just didn't move it fast enough. So, and I can't, an ATM isn't sophisticated enough to find that. Now Helix finds pivots. Helix, I have 2 series of pivots in there, and it'll find those automatically and just bounce to them. That's the pivot trailing stop. There's a little video on that on the web page under the Helix that explains that. It's called the pivot trailing stop, and it would just automatically go there. And the theory is higher highs, higher lows. In this case, lower highs and lower lows. So you're up here, you got your stop here. It comes down, so you find one there, let's say, and now here's another pivot, and so you find it there. And as long and you notice we still didn't breach it, so here's a new pivot. So we can move our stop here. I usually go like 2 ticks above that. But it's the whole theory of lower low. Now, once we breach those, we're no longer doing a lower low or a lower, what would be a lower high. We're no longer doing a lower high. Now, is this a pivot? It's kind of a, maybe, that's kind of, if you had some areas here that you wanted to take some target, I could say maybe do it. But now, you got to kind of like justify it. And that's why I used my little reversal power on this. I like this thing because this thing is good right there. See? I would still be in it right now, but here's my pivot. I would probably put it right there now. So I just keep stair stepping down.
The problem is you never know it's a pivot until it's over.
But I don't want to be around to find out. If it can't, if it could breach that, then I don't want to deal with it.
Like where you have that first pivot drawn.
Yeah.
I got taken out 2 ticks below that. If my stop was 3 ticks higher, I would.
Well, you can't move it until you get it. It's called that. It's a 3-step thing. You have the run up. So in this case, we're going short. So if you look into Helix's settings, there's 3 settings. There's the pivot itself, and then there's the resumption of the trend. So in this case, it's coming down. You're coming down. You have your pivot, which it has to be whatever you decide a minimum is. A minimum of 3 would have classified it right there. So if I have a minimum of say 20 ticks is my minimum. So it'll go there, breach 20 ticks and start, it'll start. And then once it stops and it resumes X ticks. So let's say in this scenario, it's 20 ticks and 20 ticks. Let's do the double bottom thing. Okay. So it comes down here, it's pivots, and once it hits 20 ticks here, boom, that creates the pivot and brings down the stop. Now you could say, I want to breach that. I don't want to deal with the double bottoms because they bounce around like this. So I want to have it breach. So you 20 ticks, but your resumption is, let's say, 30 ticks. So your stop's still up here. You come up 20 ticks or more, but it hasn't come down. So it's not going to do anything. Not until you get to 30 ticks, boom. Now it says, hey, that's a pivot. I'm coming down. And here's another one. So you just stair step it down. That's what I do. I wish I would have done that to show you live, but
yeah.
Anyway. And you just keep going. And I'm willing to there. I'd probably be out right about there. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, okay, I'm fine. So I got out. Basically, it couldn't really do it, I mean, I could have taken the target down here and you would have hit your target. That's it. There's your target. And these are all based on statistical numbers and stuff within, in the past here. So anyway, it's really cool. So anyway, man, some work done. I'll see if I could, I want to see the video where that little naked order was on and what happened to there. And then it was right after that, we started talking about whatever we were talking about. And so I'll save the audio part on that for you.
Okay.
Now that I understand what they are, those reversal bar indicators is pretty cool.
Yeah, it gives you, without looking at another chart, you kind of know what's going on. And it doesn't have to be those charts. I mean, if you use a 5-minute, if you use a whatever chart you're using, you could set them for whatever you want them to set them for. So now you see the smaller charts pushing up.
Yeah, they flipped.
Yep, they flip. So they're going up. And then I don't know, these bigger ones hold. They really do. So That's why I hide it behind them. That's why I use these as my stops. I guide, maybe give it 2 bars, maybe 3. So I'll just stay just a little bit behind it, like maybe like right there until I get the pivot. Now what's here? Here's a definitely a pivot. Okay. The question is, we need it to come down. We don't want to do it prematurely like we just did. If we would have had this as a resumption of trend, then we would have just been popped out. So what is a resumption of trend when it gets down to here? So we just came up. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Oh, crap. Do that. We just came up. So we definitely have satisfied a pivot. So the question is, what's the resumption? B, I would say like a fib, being a fib, I would say like 50 ticks would be a resumption in this case. So that said, when we get to about here, I would say the stop goes here. Unless it comes back up and pushes it higher, and then the stop would go above the pivot there. Yeah. All right. Anyway, anybody got anything or?
No.
All right.